Access to safe water and sanitation is a human right and critical determinant of development prospects, yet they remain distant and unattainable for hundreds of people in Kaliro district in eastern Uganda. Kaliro is a relatively new district, carved from Kamuli district in 2006. Due to poor governance and accountability of duty bearers, since its birth, the district faced numerous challenges that hindered the delivery of sustainable access to safe water, sanitation, and hygiene services. In some instances, there used to be money earmarked for water and sanitation services, and by the end of the financial year, these were not provided. A number of factors also contributed to the breakdown of water and sanitation service delivery. The community management structures put in place to promote safe water, sanitation and good hygiene practices were for long not functional. Water users were not contributing to the operation and maintenance of their water sources. There was also poor coordination among stakeholders to deliver water. And during planning, the voice of the poor and marginalized community members was never considered in planning and resource allocation. This led to a water and sanitation crisis in the district. Those with limited access faced the challenge of having to walk long distances every day in search of water, clean or unclean, just to get by. They had to live with a daily struggle of carrying heavy loads. Many school children would miss classes because they had to fetch water before going to school, while at school and also when they come back home from school. For the adolescent girls, the limited access to safe water and sanitary facilities at school during menstruation would hinder many from concentrating while in class, and sometimes many would miss 2 or 3 school-going days. To change the situation, in 2011 to 2013, Busoga Trust, in partnership with Uganda Water and Sanitation NGO Network, WASNET, with financial support from the Danish Embassy, implemented a pilot project aimed at improving civic competency for better service delivery in Bumanya sub-county of Kaliro district.
Why good governance project in Kaliro? We realized that there was abuse of funds by the water user committees. We realized that the districts were planning, but they were not implementing necessarily what they had agreed to plan.
Yes, there was some money which was being collected down there at the water sources, but this money was not being accounted for. Really, it was just being eaten. But when Busoga Trust came in, it taught people how they can really look after their water sources. Bumanya sub-county was one of the bad off sub-counties in the district because their water coverage was the lowest in the whole district.
To bring about change in Bumanya sub-county, the Good Governance Project involved citizens' empowerment to voice and demand for accountable water and sanitation service delivery, enhancing community and local leaders' capacity in budget tracking, community-based planning and participatory monitoring, strengthening of community-based structures to increase functionality of water and sanitation points. At community level in Bumanya, the Good Governance Project implemented involved 3 main categories of people, and these are Kaliro District Local Government, Busoga Trust on behalf of civil society, and the user community, but each of these has very clear roles to play in the project. Busoga Trust, for example, played the facilitation role of linking the water and sanitation rights holders rather than speaking on behalf of the citizens. This process enabled those unheard voices to make themselves heard, allowing the poor and marginalized in the community to influence the water and sanitation service delivery spectrum, of which they are traditionally excluded.
We as leaders who are trained, now we can mobilize people. We are aware that these water sources belong to our community, belong to the leaders.
Good governance obuyayizire netusomesya ebigemagano ku bulamu obuyonjo. Ebigemagana engeri y'okutambulya enaikonta gyaisu okubaako ebitabo.
Busoga Trust and WASNET believe that with a clear understanding of their entitlements and who is responsible for delivering them, community members in Bumanya sub-county have the capacity to engage with service providers and Kaliro district local government through dialogue, demanding improved delivery of water and sanitation services. To avoid potential confrontation, the Kaliro district local government officials and policymakers were involved in all stages of the project implementation. As a result, there was mutual trust between the Busoga Trust, local leaders and citizens, leading to efficient use of resources, responsible use of power, effective and sustainable service provision. The district coordination meetings are open to all development partners discussing development issues relating to the district.
Our project was looking at bridging a gap between the political team and the technical team, so that all services are delivered into the communities. Because if these two teams are talking the same word, then service delivery becomes good.
In one such coordination meetings, there was a realization that more efforts were needed to increase safe water coverage in Bumanya sub-county. To many local leaders in the sub-county, this provided them with an opportunity to strengthen their own demand to the district for increased water and sanitation resources in the sub-county. Participation of different stakeholders in coordination meetings created a good platform for citizens to influence resource allocation decisions. To increase functionality of safe water sources in Bumanya sub-county under the Good Governance Project, Busoga Trust embarked on training all the defunct water user committees. Due to poor accountability of money collected for operation and maintenance of water points, water users would refuse to contribute to the operation and maintenance fund. This resulted into many water sources breaking down. Busoga Trust rejuvenated the water user committees on all water sources, trained them in contributing to the operation and maintenance fund. Each family contributes 2,000 shillings per year towards the operation and maintenance of the water sources, and this money is kept with the treasurer. For any expenditure, a community meeting is called and accountability of what is to be repaired is given. When the borehole needs service, for example, the mechanic is called immediately. The treasurer pays for his services and the hand pump mechanic signs in the water user's book against what he has repaired and the costs incurred. The water user committees have been empowered to make bylaws governing all water sources. Examples of such bylaws include dirty jerrycans are not allowed at the source, and anyone who refuses to clean his or her jerrycan can pay 500 shillings. No bathing from the water sources, no feeding cows at the source, time for closing and opening of the borehole. Every household has to pay 2,000 per year for operation and maintenance of water sources. The water user committees have further devised an innovation of planting bananas around the borehole shock pit. When the bananas are harvested, they are sold and the money is added to the operation and maintenance fund. To enhance sustainability of water points, Busoga Trust, working together with the Kalira District Water Office, has trained hand pump mechanics in Bumanya sub-county. These carry out timely repairs or servicing whenever called upon. In support of the water user committees and the hand pump mechanics, parish-based monitors have been trained in Bumanya sub-county. The monitors are part of the community members selected from already existing structures like the village health, village local councils and the parish development committees. This play the role of mobilizing community members and sensitizing them about their roles and responsibilities towards maintaining their water sources and the general improvement of sanitation and hygiene. A total of 8 monitors were trained by Busoga Trust to cover 6 parishes where the project was implemented. To overcome the challenges of walking long distances, each monitor was facilitated with a bicycle. The parish monitors act as the bridge between the community and the district. On a monthly basis, they collect community concerns, which they present in coordination meetings for action. To increase the responsiveness of district technical teams to sustain community-based planning, service delivery, and accountability, Kalira District and Bumanya Sub-County Executive members, procurement officers, district water office, local councillors, and representatives from the community structures. The training in budget tracking helped local leaders and community members understand the budget cycle and their roles at different stages of the planning and implementation stages. Community members have acquired skills on following up with budgets, and now they have the capacity to follow up on district budgets. Improvement in access to safe water in Bumanya sub-county has further led to improvement in sanitation and good hygiene practices. The community monitors, together with the water user committees, have continued to sensitize community members about hand washing with soap, especially after visiting the latrine, construction of drying racks, and training women groups in construction of firewood-saving stoves. In schools, the project emphasized the establishment of health clubs as means of improving water, sanitation, and hygiene in schools. The project opened opportunities of working with the district education department in promoting safe water, sanitation, and hygiene in schools by using agents of change. Busoga Trust used the community radio as a robust tool in promoting water and sanitation governance in the entire district. Airing community concerns provided an opportunity to the poor and marginalized people to voice their concerns, demand, and discuss their rights. On the other hand, the radio was used by the duty bearers, the local leaders, and the district officials to respond or clarify on issues raised by the community. After the 2.5 years of the project implementation in Bumanya sub-county, there is improved coordination in the delivery of water, sanitation and hygiene in the district local government leadership. The local leaders, district officials and community members are more aware of their roles, responsibilities and more accountable to the decisions they make. There is increased functionality of water sources in Bumanya sub-county. The district local government has since put in place a sustainability plan for water sources in the district. To sustain the good practices from the project, Bumanya sub-county has become a role model for learning in the district. Drawing lessons from the project, the district has started planning for sustainability of water sources. Drawing on the success of the Good Governance project in Bumanya sub-county, Kaliro district has pledged to scale up the approaches used and good practices from the project to the entire district.